How is everybody doing? It's your boy Flipkicky here, and welcome to week 4 of season 4 of the HDL. Last week, difficult loss, amazing game, but still somehow fucking lost 5-0 to Highland. Go check that video out. It is a long one. I still haven't edited it yet because I don't want to because it's scary. It's probably going to be like an hour long. Go check it out, though. It was a great game. But this week, we're playing Yaroon. Like, look at that gauntlet, right? Week 2, we play Tyler, reigning champion. Week 3, we play Highland, someone we always have good games with in the regular season. And now week 4, we play Yaroon. As you can see, we are 0-4 against all time. I have never beaten this man. But every time we play, it is an all-time great game. So I'm excited for today. I'm a little sad, though, because I feel like I couldn't give this game like the justice I wanted to give it, because it's finals week right now. I didn't have as much time to prep. However, there is some heat. There is more heat than usual, at least than I've been bringing this season. So strap in. This might be a crazy one. So starting off, Murkrow is coming for the first time because he has a Rabombi. Let me just read the team off. Lando T, Blissey, Rabombi, Empoleon, Rotom, Houndoom, Mega Gallade, Alola Ninetales, Savali, and Dragalge. A bit of a difficult team to prep for. Mega Gallade, Lando T is crazy. Blissey's a difficult mon for me to play against. Dragalge is extremely solid. Rabombi is webs. My team, very weak to webs, especially when I don't have good defogging support and no spinner. I need to prevent Rabombi from getting webs up. He probably is predicting that I'm bringing Murkrow, but Prankster, Taunt, Murkrow lead is coming. If he doesn't bring Rabombi, then I don't need the Murkrow. And I have Murkrow for some other things if he doesn't bring this Rabombi. Case in point, I have Air Cutter for Rabombi because Focus Sash lets it 1v1 the Rabombi. However, I have Icy Wind. Now, Lando T comes in on Murkrow, or Murkrow comes in on Lando T if I think an Earthquake is coming. And then he can try and Stone Edge it or something. But I have Icy Wind. Now, Icy Wind, let me tell you, does 80% to Landorus. 80 Icy Wind from a Murkrow. Insane. And just the speed control of this game is very, very important. Because his team is slightly faster than mine, or at least in the important parts. As you can see, no Beedrill and no Spectre in this team preview, because he has 6 resists to Beedrill. Beedrill's not coming. And Spectre just lacks the utility that I need for this type of game. So I'm just bringing Murkrow. We'll see what Murkrow does. He's my defogger as well. Hopefully the Satch doesn't get broken too early, and he gets an Icy Wind or an Air Cutter off. It doesn't get Air Slash. If he got Air Slash, dude, he'd be able to Oko Rabombi. That'd be insane. But next up, we got Garchomp. Resto Chesto Garchomp, but it still has Scale Shot and Sword Stance. If he doesn't have anything to outspeed this, and this Garchomp gets 2 SDs up, the game is over with a Scale Shot if he doesn't have any reliable Scarfers. Really, the only problem with my team is that I can't reliably break Mega Gallade when I want to. I don't have anything fast enough that can just whack it really hard because Mega Gallade is bulky for no reason. So I can't let him pivot on me to get Mega Gallade in when I don't want him to. So this is why I have Garchomp that can 1v1 it because it doesn't have something to... no, it gets Triple Axle actually. But Yachi won't help. So I just need to outspeed it, go for a big Scale Shot damage or something. But this is mainly bulky. This is mainly Rough Skin with max HP to switch in on Lando T U-turns, chip it down a little bit. I was going to run Rocky Helmet, but I wanted Recovery on my Garchomp somehow. So this is how I'm doing it. Bit of a whack, weird set, but that's what we're going with. Now here is heat set number 1. Choice Scarf Primarina. Hear me out. Alright? Hear me out. Choice Scarf Primarina outspeeds so much shit that's not Scarfed on his team. It obviously will outspeed. This outspeeds his entire team if it's not Scarfed, basically. But the amount of stuff I can catch lacking and the amount of Scarfs I can scout for with this Primarina is key. I can know exactly what's Scarf and exactly what's not. Lando T in on this, I am Scarf. Lando T isn't. Lando T's dead. Ice Beam. Crazy shit that this Primarina can do because it is Scarf. I did put Flip Turn on it because I just have pure coverage. Because I just don't have the pivot. I mean, I have U-turn on my Choice Scarf Mienshao, but this Primarina set could catch him lacking, no pun intended, if I want to. Really good set, really good speed tiers, I believe this Pre-Marina can do some damage. It's Torrent as well instead of Liquid Voice because there's no reason. I don't have any normal moves on here. I'm running Scald. I want to burn. We're just going to rock it with a Scarf. Now, double Scarf going into Mienshao. I wanted to run Band really badly. I really, really wanted to run Band. But if I'm not Scarf, I can't outrun Ninetales. If I'm Scarf, I can't outrun Rabambi. So I need Scarf. I have Stone Edge for Ninetales and Rabambi because thankfully they're both weak to rock. Regardless, I don't have to worry about putting Poison Jab on this Mienshao. Knockoff, mainly for Rotom. There's other things I want to knock off. CC is the big damage button. Mienshao's just been a damage dealer. I really didn't see the purpose for Bulky Pivot Mienshao when I think this is going to be a very quick back and forth, just damage game. I don't think he's going to try and set up on me and be super bulky. We just try and do crazy shit and see what sticks. So, I'm just going to rock Mienshao. Hopefully he's fast enough to do stuff. Fizz Def, just standard Fizz Def Bronzong with rocks. However, it's got 3 damaging moves instead of utility. Also might bite me in the ass. I haven't run Screens Bronzong yet. I probably should, but this is just the chip machine, right? Stealth Rock, EQ for some stuff, Heavy Slam for some stuff, Body Press for fucking Blissey. Blissey comes in, Bronzong comes in. Every single time. Especially if Rotom's dead, if Blissey comes in, Bronzong just switches in. No matter what. I just bring in Bronzong. Because as much as I want to bring in Mienshao, he could pivot off of Mienshao, and Mienshao could get caught lacking, like, with his pants down. Bronzong, on the other hand, can just... It's got lefties. That's a free 2 turns of lefties recovery if he just switches it out. So, Bronzong can get some chip. Hand some chip around. Might be free rocks. So, early game, if Blissey comes in, Bronzong comes in. And then I might start switching it up. Bronzong's just the main defensive switch in with lefties. It just be like that. But the real set here is the Typhlosion set. Okay? Let me spell this out for you. Okay? Well, obviously, I dropped Charizard. I dropped Charizard for Typhlosion. There you go. Here's the real thing, right? I think there's a good chance he brings Houndoom. Okay? Because I have a Mega Beedrill and I have a Spectrier. Houndoom is his only Dark type. It's really his only solid Spectrier resist. I mean, he does have Blissey, but I do think there's a chance that Houndoom still does come, especially if he's scared of Typhlosion. Where'd Flame Charge go? Especially if he's scared of Scarf Eruption Typhlosion, which he has a reason to be. Scarf Eruption Typhlosion does match up very well against his team, so I think him bringing Flashfire Houndoom is likely. Now, if Typhlosion's in and I've bluffed Scarf, the very likely switch in is Houndoom. So I just click Focus Punch. Yeah, this is physical Typhlosion. I just click Focus Punch, and then that Houndoom gets obliterated. Would be a god tier switch prediction. Just deletes it. And this is Assault Vest. So this can switch in the shit. This can switch in the Rotom. This can switch into Dragalge. This can switch into Rabambi. This can switch into Alola Ninetales. Anything that is special on his team, Typhlosion pretty much resists. So, I thought I'd run Assault Vest. I need this attack and I need the speed. But it got some HP investment. He's a little bit of a chunky boy, especially with this Assault Vest. Flame Charge, Power Up Punch. I can set up on Blissey. I can set up on Blissey if I want to. I just have to seize the opportunity. This set's insane. It's pretty crazy. There's no way he can predict anything like this. And I didn't even think a set like this had the possibility of working. But here we are. Assault Vest fucking Typhlosion with setup. I think I've seen it all. But hopefully we can eke out a win. We're 2-1 with a minus... What are we? 2-1 with a -2 differential. So a win here would be really nice. Or a 1-0 loss or something. Like, close loss. But a win here would be great. Especially because I've never beaten your room before. He's also 1-2, which is a little surprising. But I want to win. If I don't win, I want at least some of the tech to go off. That's really it, though. At least I want to get that fucking Focus Punch prediction on that goddamn Houndoom. So, without further ado, let's get into the battle. Well, this is a bit of a different way to do the battles. Hate to break it to you. Sorry, Jeroen, first off, if you're watching this. The audio is going decently, turns out, but I went to go edit the video, and the audio shit itself in the middle of the recording, so I have to do the battle this way. Not live, just looking at it back. It's going to end up making the video a lot shorter, at least, but it's going to be a bit more boring. I can at least give a retrospect on things I should have done going through this battle, especially since the Jeroen battle to that I really cared about doing well in. There are a few key misplays I've already seen going through this battle, but I digress. You'll get the same result anyway, just seeing what happened in the battle. I'm going to be pausing and playing through the battle as well. I'm not just going to let it go through in one thing. I'm going to pause in some parts. I'm just going to put it on slow and just let it go. So it was a bit of an unfortunate start. He probably read the Murkrow lead because he led Rabambi. I couldn't risk not going Murkrow, so he leaves Lando. It was a very, very difficult choice on what to go into because this was a very clear U-turn. What I come to find out later is that this Landorus is actually not Scarf and somewhat defensive, and Murkrow would have actually outsped it. So if I clicked Icy Wind turn 1, it would have done like 70% to Lando. But I decide I have to do something to this U-turn, and he's going to get in Rabambi for free now because he's going to U-turn on Garchomp, get Rabambi in for free. So here I was thinking, well, fuck, I already messed up. He's getting webs up for free on turn 2, so let me at least go to Typhlosion before the webs come up. And then he tricks Typhlosion, and this is an absolutely insanely important turn because he tricked, instead of putting the ring target up because he thought Bronzong was coming in as opposed to Typhlosion, he tricked the ring target on he was going to trick the ring target onto Bronzong so it gets hit by ground moves from Landers, so he can get a nice Landers clean. But that's not what happened. Instead, he actually tricked an Assault Vest onto his own Rabambi, therefore keeping Rabambi from clicking Trick or Webs for the rest of the game, which was a fantastic turn for me. I'll take a somewhat crippled Typhlosion with no Assault Vest for that trade. But here's where I'm stupid. Typhlosion's in on Rabambi now, so I'm like, oh, let's do the funny Focus Punch thing because Blissey's going to come in. Stupid idea, right? It's not a good idea. What I should do here is click Power Up Punch. Rabambi's not going to stay in on this, and his two switch-ins into what he thinks is a fire move is Specially Defensive Blissey or Dragalge just resists it. If I click Power Up Punch here, I get a free Earthquake then, because he's not going to suspect Earthquake, and he's not going to go into Landers. So if I do Power Up Punch, I should have Power Up Punch this turn, or just raw EQ'd for Chip on Blissey or Dragalge. But enough pausing already. This is basically where I got. Focus Punch goes off, does basically nothing to this Dragalge. Good chip on Dragalge, but like, I EQ the turn after to take a Shadow Ball from Dragalge, which through that calc, I found out that this Dragalge is actually Specs. So I know he Specs into Shadow Ball, so I go Primarina when he goes Lando. Now I have my choice. Do I stay in? Because if I stay in, I reveal Scarf, and if he switches into something, I don't get value out of it. So I could switch here, or I could go for a not damaging move, but I played it a little bit too aggressive too early, and I went for Ice Beam on that Landorus, which basically, according to him after the game, basically revealed that I was Scarf. So he knew this Primarina was Scarf, which was not good for me. Blissey's in, so I should go Bronzong. I do. Good thing I actually listened to myself in the team builder. Blissey gets a free Wish Off. Blissey's probably going to go back into Bronzong, or no, Blissey's going back into Dragalge. Not the best for me. I choose to get Rocks up in that case. I forget what was on this Bronzong. Let me actually, I'll go check the Bronzong set. Bronzong really didn't have anything to hit Dragalge. I could have EQ'd on the Dragalge coming in. That would have been a much smarter play, especially if I saw the Dragalge coming. I could just caught him lacking on the switch and killed him, which, another misplay by me. If I knew he was going into Dragalge, which was really the only thing he could have wished into, I should have just EQ'd him. Another bad play by me. Dragalge could have been dead already. Typhlosion comes back in because I know he has to click Shadow Ball again. I know I can take another one. A little bit of a lower roll that time. This time he goes out and Lando T takes Rocks damage, and I forget what I do here. I probably Flame Charge. I EQ again. At this point, I'm probably just going to sack Typhlosion, Flame Charge just for any chip I can get at this point. I take Rocky Helmet chip from Lando, so now I know it's probably defensive Rocky Helmet Lando, and he gets his own rocks up. Bit of a weird idea for me. Then I go into Murkrow, break my own sash. Icy Wind does 63 fucking percent. Actually, it was a roll not in my favor because this Lando turned out to be max HP Lando. That roll was not in my favor, sadly. So Icy Wind doesn't even kill the Lando. I think it was only a 40% roll for me, so it's actually nothing to get mad about. But, to my knowledge, I assumed this Lando was not going to be max HP, so I thought I lost a bad roll. Actually, it wasn't. It was max HP Lando, but I digress. Icy Wind doesn't kill, and Murkrow is now a victim of gravity. So gravity goes down, Rotom comes in. I'm like, okay, Murkrow, I just have to stay in at this point. I'm just going to Air Cutter or whatever the fuck comes in. I'm going to go Garchomp now, especially because Rotom is now in gravity. It can get hit by ground-type moves, so Garchomp can now go crazy. Lando T comes in on its own rocks, dies. Bronzong actually gets a kill for those rocks. I forget what comes in after this. Rabombi comes in after this. Now, the thing is, I can't stay on this with a Garchomp in my right mind. I have to go to Bronzong. When Bronzong's in, he can just Moonblast for free right there. But now he can basically go into whatever he wants on Bronzong. So he's going to go into Rotom. Rotom has Shadow Ball. I got to deal with it. A Heavy Slam does nothing, especially behind a Reflect. So I have to be scared of the Shadow Ball about to come from this Rotom. So I go back in a Murkrow to eat it. Do I eat it? The answer is yes. Murkrow's in. I know he's faster than Rotom, so I get to click another move. I'm going to defog, get rid of the Reflect, and get rid of the rocks in exchange for my Murkrow. Not that bad of a trade, if you ask me. At this point, the game was still very much in both people's favor. My Typhlosion was down and my Murkrow was down. Didn't really matter, and the rocks were off the board. Lando was down. Murkrow was chipped. Dragalge had a decent amount of chip, or Rabombi had a decent amount of chip, so it didn't look too bad right now. Murkrow actually put in good work. Heavily chipped Lando and did decent chip to Rotom. So I'll take it. And he got rid of the rocks. I don't have to worry about rocks going up. And now I just have to worry about Rabombi. But just kidding, I don't. It has an Assault Vest on it, so it has webs. But here's the pivotal turn of the game, right here, as the music's about to hype up. Mienshau's in now. Mienshao is the thing to bring in here as a revenge kill. Now, this is a very clear knockoff right now. But is it a very clear knockoff? The only thing Mienshao has to kill Rotom in this situation is knockoff. So it's pretty assumed that I'm about to click knockoff here. To be quite honest, the better play was going like Garchomp or I had to go Mienshao actually. Mienshao is the only thing that can outspeed this. But I'm clicking knockoff. But this is a weird situation where Jeroen wants to be knocked off, so he's going to go into Rabombi here on this very clear knockoff. He could have gone Gallade, but he's going to go Rabombi. So I probably should have recognized that and clicked U-turn on this Rabombi that was definitely coming in, but I don't. I click knockoff anyway, and Rabombi gets the Assault Vest knocked off. And that turn right there lost me the game, because now Mienshao is locked into knockoff because it's scarfed. This is a fairy type, so that can just kill me, and he can get webs up now. Horrible fucking turn for me. I should have U-turned. Knockoff was still a proper play, just in case he's bringing in like Dragalge or something. Like, still technically a proper play, but not really for the context of the situation. But smart thinking by Jeroen to switch this in on the knockoff on purpose to get it knocked off. Continuing. He's going to get webs up for free now as I switch out to Bronzong. Not a good turn for me at all. Now I can't get rid of it because Murkrow's dead. So now Bronzong has to make a choice. He's going to go back into Dragalge. I don't think I EQ on him. I put my own rocks back up because he can't get rid of him with his Lando. That's neither here nor there. Shadow Ball. I'm going to take the Shadow Ball on this. EQ him back. Only does 47%, but I know I would have killed this thing earlier if I actually predicted it to come in. Dragalge should be dead right now if I was smart and clicked EQ instead of rocks, when that was really the only thing he could wish into. So I'm tilted. You can't see the chat, but I'm tilted because this game is basically over now. Rabombi's going to come in. I'm going to click EQ because it's a free EQ. or Bobby's gonna die, but it doesn't really matter because he has a Gallade in the back when I have webs, when there's webs down. So there's really nothing I could do to this Gallade besides pray I live whatever this move is and click Scale Shot, and for some reason he doesn't have this EV properly, or get a crit, or get multiple hits at a crit or something. Nothing I can do, right? He's gonna CC, Garchomp's gonna go down, his Hispadef's gonna drop whatever. Now, this is basically over now. I have Primarina, but he probably has P-Jab on this. Again, doesn't matter. He's going to miss his Zen Headbutt, so Primarina is actually going to kill with Ice Beam. Primarina's locked into Ice Beam now, because that's really the only thing that's worth trying to kill this Dragalge with. I don't know why he went into Dragalge. Well, he went into Dragalge because he outspeeds it, because I'm down with webs. He's going to go into Blissey. No way I can kill this Blissey unless I freeze it. Don't freeze it. I'm going to go into Mienshao now, because that's really my only play, but he's going to be smart and double back into Dragalge because he's a good player, or he Toxic. Now, I had a choice here, either double back into Primarina or go into, at this point the game's over, because I can't really do anything, right? I can still knock off this Rotom, but I get outsped by the Rotom. I'm gonna knock off the Blissey, that's great. Its lefties get knocked off, but then it just fucking counters me and gets rid of the Mienshao. So that's fucked up. Primarina is just gonna come in, and then I'm just gonna spam Moonblast until the game ends. He actually is somewhat generous and lets Dragalge die for some reason, but like that, the game just ends. It was kind of uneventful. Not kind of uneventful, but I had a few key misplays there. Early misplay with Typhlosion, not clicking, going for the Focus Punch when it clearly was not there, but he wasn't going to switch with Blissey. He had to switch it with Dragalge. Should have gone for the Focus Punch, or even just the raw EQ. Later on, when Bronzong was in on Blissey, when he was very clearly wishing, he had nothing. Blissey couldn't do anything to Bronzong. The only thing Blissey was going to pass into was Dragalge that was already established to have Shadow Ball, and Bronzong probably can't hit it. So, should have gone for an EQ there. Dragalge would have been dead, and I would have a much easier late game scenario here. Mienshao could have just CC'd away at the end of the game, and I actually would have had a shot. Instead, that did not happen. So, and then of course knocking the Assault Vest off. So a couple key misplays early actually screwed me late. This game was a bit closer than I thought it was. That Zen Headbutt miss on Gallade was a little bit clutch for me. But yeah, that'll do it. Here I am recording this when I'm playing Kai tomorrow morning. I'm 3 weeks behind on videos now. The week 7 battle is about to happen tomorrow as you're seeing this. So it'd be like that. But GG's Daruna. It was still a good game. Still closer than it probably should have been, because he did pretty much outplay me the entire game there. But nonetheless, this drops me to 2-2. So the week after, I'm playing Kevin. Or at least the next video you're going to see I play Kevin. And that one is also an interesting one. So you'll see what happens then. But until next week, peace.